It's good. It's good to hear everything that everyone talked about. I wasn't raised in a family with Pueblo pottery. Most of my family were silversmith. But, we're so individual. And really a potter, I believe, it begins from the heart. It's the heart of the matter because it is a hard job. And if we have it in our heart, we're going to pursue after it. We're going to follow after it. I was doing beadwork when I came from California. That was my living. But my daughter was going to have her baby up in Santa Clara, so I went up there to help her. There was a little pig. And so I told I told Recita Padilla, I said, let me try to make that. So I made that pig. And she fired it, she polished it and fired it for me. And we used to go to the portal. So I had my beadwork out there, and then I had this one little pig I put out there. It was a black pig. And it sold for $10. It sold for $10. And I believe at that time, it was created within my heart to follow, to look, to see where, go back to Laguna and find out how you make pottery. But then I didn't know nobody in Laguna that made pottery because I was not raised in Laguna. My mother is Laguna and my father is Zuni. And I was raised at Santa Ana, Pueblo. So when I went back to Laguna, not knowing nobody that made pottery, I just started from Santa Ana. I asked my stepmother, about the clay and how to mix it. And she told me it's just half and half of this and half of that, So I go all the way back to Laguna, and I would try it out. And they told me with these pot shards, you're supposed to break them up, put them in. I had pot shards all over because I was trying to break them into small pieces before I ground them. I ground them on one of those things. Then I went to visit my cousin up in, right there in Siama. And we were reading that Arizona highway book. And she was reading it, and I was listening. And it was telling how they mix the clay. And they said with the white sand. They had that white volcanic sand. Oh, I think I've been carrying that in my trunk all this time. So I went and I started to make my clay like that. And the only, I guess, they told me my pot wasn't traditional because I wasn't using the pot shards. And at first it would kind of bother me. But then after a while I started thinking, before they had the pot shard, there had to be a sand to make the pot shards or to make the pottery. So that's what I say now. But it came out so good and so smooth. The clay was good that I even got accused of using ceramic clay. And I give them an invitation to come to my house and see how I make the pottery. So mine is nothing but, trial and error. But it's brought me this far. But anyway, I really enjoyed this. I thank you all. I thank SWAIA. I thank Bruce.